Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for scheduling a call with me. I'm really excited to speak to you and your son and daughter. If the athlete is the one that's been driving this process, that is amazing because I'm going to be working with the athlete, your son or daughter, the most. But of course, as parents, we want you very involved in the process because we need your help to find the right place for your son or daughter. So if you don't know who I am, I'm the college soccer guy. I've helped thousands of kids play college soccer at this point. And for those that need more guidance, for those that want to go to the top schools, I help athletes go to their school of choice. So that's what I'm here to help your son or daughter do. And if they've gotten to this point, if you've gotten to this point, that means you have filled out my form, which took you quite a bit of time. I have approved it. And now I want to know more about you to see if we're the right fit. If we are the right fit, then I want to potentially help your son or daughter play college soccer. And if we're not the right fit, then we'll go our separate ways. Having said that, this video is to show you what it is we're going to talk about when we're on our call. So one, you can get to know me a little bit better, but also so I can spend the time on the call answering your questions versus me blabbering on about what it is I do exactly. So having said that, I want to show you what it is exactly we do with our students to why they all have received so far a minimum of $20,000 in scholarship. And most importantly to me, are going to an academic school that's their choice and that they're happy with both athletically and academically. I prioritize academics. I'm the college soccer guy. I want to help you play college soccer. Having said that, academics will always come first. And if you disagree with that point, if mom and dad or the athlete disagrees, then we're already not the right fit. Academics always come first. Having said that, my job is on the college soccer side. So let me show you what it looks like to work with us by showing you an example student. We have quite a few of these. So first of all, when we work with a student, it's going to look like this. This gentleman is a current junior, but we've been working with them since they were a sophomore in high school. And we also have other students where we start in 8th grade. And if you're in 8th grade listening to this, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, even a transfer, just so you know, this part right here of the video, all of you get access to, which is why I want you to watch it. Of course, we have different strategies for each of you based off of your situation, but these tools and the way I work, this part is very similar. So having said that, here's the first thing you need to know. When we're working with an athlete, you're gonna get this Google Drive. Okay, we're gonna edit all of your videos, all of them, okay, no matter how many there are. If you wanna edit 100 every touch videos, 100 highlight videos, I will help you with all of them. Now, just so you know, coaches don't particularly love highlight videos after they've seen one. They wanna see what are called every touch videos, and I will edit them all for you. I'll edit them for Instagram, for Twitter, for YouTube, however many. I've edited as many as needed, and if it means 100 videos, I will edit 100 videos. Goalkeepers need totally more videos in a different format than other players. So having said that, I edit all your videos. So with this player, this is their Google Drive, okay? In their Google Drive, they have videos specific for teams they're being recruited by. So this is IU. IU plays a specific formation, they play a specific style, and they wanted to see the student in a specific environment. So we made a video specific for that school. We made a specific one for Washington Lee. We have specific ones in all these folders specific to the school. In addition to, we need to be able to follow up with video because video is really important. Whether you want to play D3, D2, or D1, NAI, it's really, really important. So that's step number one. I will edit all your videos. We will need full game videos. We will need timestamps of those videos. I will help you do all of that and edit all of it, no matter how much it is. Next, we are going to work with you. And when I say we, I have a team. My team is full of former students who have since gone on to play college soccer and have worked with me since they were 13, 14 years old and are now very happy with where they're at. And they understand my process better than anyone else. And I have hired current college soccer coaches, so that way we can get you the most help you possibly need. So when we work with students, you're going to meet with me and my team one-on-one, so that way we can help you through this process. So here, as you can see, I've been meeting with this student for a very long time on a weekly basis, okay? And I do expect within the first 3 months of working with me that you are spending at least 20 to 30 minutes a week, if not an hour, talking and communicating with me and my team, because that's what it takes to find the right school. And that's obviously the problem technically with all the other platforms, with the NCSAs of the world. Look, I bought NCSA. They just don't give you the attention you need, which is why I created all of this. So having said that, we're going to meet with you every single week. So if we just jump here to January 31st, he was texting with Berkeley. He didn't know what to say and how to follow up. So of course, we helped him draft and say what he had to do. He was going to an ID camp with D3 schools, top academic, and you need interest from top academic D3 schools to get the interest of top academic D1 schools. So we tell him what to say. Here's IU. Like I mentioned before, he asked for video. So we responded with this. If they've been unresponsive, we need to follow up like this. This is the process. I can never directly connect you with a coach. It's against NCAA rules. I'm not an agent. I'm an educator. educator. I will teach you and tell you what to do in every step of the recruiting process. Okay, so we're with this student and we're with them all the time, answering all their questions. We are also going to create a list for you. Okay, I'm going to create a recommended list of colleges that I think the student should consider based off their major, their grades, and their level. Now, I'll be honest with you and I'll say, look, this is the level I think you can play, and these are the schools we have to aim for. And if you guys say, hey, look, we don't ever want to go to any of those schools and we disagree, then we're maybe not the right fit. That's why we're going to have a conversation. But the goal here is that we reach your goals. I was playing JV soccer as a junior. Nobody thought I could ever play college soccer, and I went on to earn a full ride scholarship to play Division I soccer. So I believe that with the right work put in and the right strategies done, you can play at your dream school, but not just because you want to. You have to put in a lot of extra work. It could mean more camps. It could be strategic camps. It could mean more video, etc. So we're going to help you decide every ID camp you should go to. We have a section here called ID camps, and we're going to tell you which ID camps you should go to when, based off of the month you're in and based off of how genuine interest there is. We have a list of every single ID camp there is based off of your level and your region. So our job is to pick the ID camps for you, tell you which ones you should and shouldn't go to. And we're a team here. So we want mom and dad involved so we can help you guys through the recruiting process. Next, we've created your list. We're helping you pick ID camps. We're writing your emails. We're writing your follow-ups. We know how to respond in basically every situation. That's what this whole document is going through, how to write the email, how to respond before a showcase, after a showcase, etc. Then when we create your list of schools, we're going to create your list of schools in a section here so we know who to follow up with and who we don't need to follow up with and who needs more video, etc. Now, the next thing we're going to do is it's really, really important that when we're working together, we know who to follow up with and who not to follow up with. So I'm going to pull up an example here just so I can show you. This is a student that they've given me permission. They've since graduated and then they're playing college soccer, where this is how we're going to set up your Gmail. Okay. So we're going to set up your Gmail so it's really, really, really organized. So we're going to have a section if it's a genuine email, if it's generic, if it's a mass email. So this is like the very first email they ever sent out. They sent it to a lot of schools. I'm going to get into we're going to send these emails in a minute because it's a lot of emails we have to send. But let's say it was genuine. You can literally just take one of these, click this button, and then you can put it in a certain section. And now we all know that school is genuine. They've responded to us genuinely. Oh, we had a phone call with them. Who had a text? Oh, you know what? I want to take some notes on what was said. Scroll over here. We take some notes. When's their ID camp? What's their phone number? What do we need to say to them that's genuine? So we stay really, really, really organized in this process, because that's what it takes to get recruited to play college soccer. Now, the next tool I want to show you, which is really amazing, I'm very proud of it myself, is called the College Soccer Guy AI. So you're going to get to log into this account, and it's going to show you every single coach's email, okay? Every single one, boy, girl, etc. Now, it's going to connect to your Gmail. So this is my Gmail logo, and you're going to get it connected to your Gmail. So when you send an email, let's just pretend we want to do Division I boys, and we want to send it to these 3 schools because we have a showcase coming up and we want them to come. Right? Normally, you'd have to manually go find their emails, put it into your Gmail account, and it would take you, 15, 20 minutes to get 10 to 15 schools. What I'm able to do is I'm able to click Write Genuine. And I'm able to write something genuine to each of these coaches that will pop up in the email. I'll show you that in a minute. So let's just say with Air Force, I wanted to say, I'm really excited to watch your team this fall. Okay, that's genuine. That means the coach is much more likely to respond. I'm going to press save. Okay, so now we know Air Force to the head coach, Mr. Coach Hill, that he's going to get this sentence. Now I'm going to then go back to where I was. I've selected these schools, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit write emails. Okay, now it's going to send an email to all these coaches individually, mind you, that because we want them to get them individually because they're much more likely to respond. Now, see how this one is green? That's because we said something genuine. So you can go, dear coach, hashtag last name. This will automatically insert Hill. Okay, so now the coaches will think it's pretty genuine because it's not generic, even though we're sending to a lot of coaches. Then you're going to do hashtag genuine. That's the genuine note that we wrote for him. I'm excited to see your team this fall. Then we're going to give you a template that we're going to design for you because I write emails in a very, very specific way. And by giving you this template, you will then write what we call the perfect email with the perfect subject line for whatever it is we have next, okay? So now you're able to send an email to all these coaches in 15 seconds. And the reason that's so important to me is I want your son or daughter and you to only be focusing on the college process that you need to do. You need to play soccer. You need to get good grades. You need to go to ID camps. Emailing, I've created technology that can basically do it for you. Now, you're going to get a lot of responses, which is exactly what we want. And we have to organize those. So that's why I showed you that organizational system. And then we need to know how to respond to those. So that's then where the one-on-one meetings really come into play, because we want to make sure that we can help you respond to each of those. And this is how we communicate with each other. Let me show you this really cool tool. Communicate on something called Discord. Discord, your son or daughter is probably very familiar with because they use it usually to communicate with their friends. We use Discord because we know that they're getting a lot of school emails. They need to focus on school. So we have like a different app specific for college soccer. So it looks like this. Your son or daughter is going to get their own channel and they can ask us questions about their situation. So if we have a student here, they're asking us questions every single day about what they need to do in the recruiting process. And we find it best that we communicate it via this platform. We've tried to do texting and emailing, but then the students lose track of things. Then you guys parents want to follow up and say, where do we last stand with this example? And we want to make sure that it's all very organized. So we keep it all in this, what we call their specific channel. Now, let me talk to you about my coaches real quick. All of my coaches are former students of mine who have worked with me for a number of years, and they have since helped kids get recruited in more cases than myself. That's what's so amazing about this. They just finished the recruiting process. They just experienced it. They just talked to the MIT coach. They just talked to the Hamilton coach. They just talked to the Berkeley coach. I got recruited 10 years ago, and I want to be very relevant. So I want your son or daughter to speak to my students who are at Harvard, who are at Brown, who are at Caltech, who are at MIT, who are at Redlands. I want them to talk to my students so that way they can say, what's the coach like? Hey, I'm going to your ID camp. Can I shake your hand? Then the coach is going to see your kid shaking the hand of one of their own coaches, aka my coach, and they're going to go, how do you know him? And then my coach will obviously go, he's a great kid. He should go to your school. We have a student right now is being recruited by UCSB, and we have a student who's at UCSB, and they're communicating with each other because the coach is like, how do you know this? How do you know one of our players? And he's like, our coach is going, look, this kid's really good. He deserves to play at your school. So it's the workaround, right? Because we're not allowed to directly connect you to any coaches because of NCAA rules. So I want you guys talking to these coaches. Now, I monitor everything. This is my full-time job. This is the only thing I do. I wake up really early. I play soccer. And then the whole day, I monitor which ID camp did you go to. I build out your AI system. I pick your schools. I pick your ID camps. I tell you what you need to do for your GPA. So you will talk to me and my team. I monitor everything, okay? And I want to answer your questions when we call so you can, confirm that's what it is, because that is what I do. I monitor everything. So to work with us, it looks like this. When you work with us, you're going to get this in an email after our call, assuming we're the right fit. You're going to get unlimited one-on-one meetings, unlimited. And this is lifetime, okay? So let's say you want to transfer one day, or you hate your coach gets fired. We had a student recently, their coach got fired, they're a sophomore, they have to leave. We're still working with them, okay? And if you want to go pro, which is a different discussion we can have, because I played pro soccer after college, then we will help you go to that point. But we have to focus on college first, because like I said, education comes first. Then we also have meetings every Sunday from 5 to 6:30. Think of this as office hours. So let's just say you're like, Zeb, we need to speak to my coach. I need to speak to you. I just want to talk. I just want to be around the other players who are getting recruited. The reason I love this model, and I've done this for a long time, trying to create the best model possible, is I want your son or daughter being next to other kids getting recruited, frankly, to kick their butt into gear going, oh my gosh, that student's doing this. I got to get to work. I got to do this. Now, I don't take on students in the same position of the same grad year, so nobody's competing with each other. But I do have students who are in 8th grade watching 9th graders, and I have 10th graders watching 11th graders. I have 11th graders watching 12th graders. I have 12th graders watching other 12th graders get recruited, because it's just like soccer. When I was at Fulham, which is like a youth academy in England, they would take the 14-year-olds, send them up to the first team, or the senior team, like the 18-year-olds. They would be scared, obviously, not perform very well, but then they would go back to their own age group and do amazing. And that's what I want my kids to do. Then I talked about the Discord. So we're on the Discord 24/7 for life. Okay, this is for life. Even if one day, look, my goal one day, I've been doing this now for 10 years, and my goal is that your students get internships at the places that my students graduate college. Like we have one student who's graduated and they're a film producer. So I have a 8th grader and a 9th grader that want to study film. They're going to go intern one day with one of my former students. It's going to be like a whole community as we continue to grow. So We will edit all your videos. You'll get the College Soccer Guide Drive we talked about, which has that document, and the AI system. Now, this is the contract. And inside the contract, it says, if you don't provide me video, like any video, then our relationship will cease to exist because I need video to help you. I'm sure you'll give me video. That's why we got to this point. I've seen your video, so I'm not really worried about that. It also explains that if you drop below a certain GPA, like below a 3.3 in most cases, but it'll be custom to you, then our relationship ceases to exist. And then finally, if you're not being genuinely recruited, this counts for 8th graders too. If you're not being genuinely recruited within 3 months, then I will fire myself and fully refund you. If you do what I ask you to do within the first 3 months, you will get genuinely recruited. What does genuinely recruited mean? Genuinely recruited means you're getting text messages, maybe phone calls, which, by the way, if you're confused, if you're below a sophomore, yes, Division III schools can talk to you like a normal person. So this does work for you guys. Having said that, it is genuine. So no robots, nothing like that. Yes, you'll get invites to camps that are robotic. We want you to get genuine invites where they say, we would like your video. We need your position. We are interested in seeing you. So genuine recruiting. I can't guarantee an offer. Like I said, all of our students have received a minimum of 20,000, but I can't guarantee it. Having said that, if you click on this takes you to a YouTube page of every single student that we've worked with and their testimonials. I also want you to speak with other students so that way you can talk to them. If you go to my website, you will also see the phone numbers of the students I've worked with right here and their parents, so you can talk to them about what it's like to work with me. I put this on my website. It is as public as it gets, okay? So that way you guys can say like, hey, this guy's legit, etc. You know, I know you've seen him on ABC, but like, is he real? And I want you to know that I'm real. The other thing we're gonna give you is this Excel sheet. This is every single student I've worked with, okay, in the last 4 years and where they've gone to school. And it also shows you their Google Drives, okay? So this is their Google Drive that they had in order to go to this Division I school, Division I, Division I, Division I, Division I. I want your students to see how much money they've received. If it says 0, it's because we're waiting to see their academic portion for this year. In this case, if we go to the past years, you'll see their numbers. So having said that, I'm really, really excited to talk to you guys about this process. Thank you so much for watching this video because it really saves me the amount of time to explain what we do. And now I can spend all of our time just answering your questions on our call to see if we are the right fit. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to talking to you soon.